DHT. I had a hard time calling Nessie to the surface dock this time. I had to throw some dead fish heads this time to get him to come to the dock to eat them. Ah, there you are. I press a button and it shocks him and he wails out in pain. I throw on the harness and I put on my scuba gear and we head down deep into the lake to the underground subterranean levels. Then we're surface. And then he goes back. Then I pull out my key card. I go to the door. Then I have to do also an eye scan. After that, I look at the cameras. And then I go. It was the Wendigo. He was always causing havoc in this part of the wing of the facility. So we had to run the alarm, as he's the only one that's able to hear it. And as we subdue him, we're able to get him back to where he needs to be. Then this is where we meet Willie the werewolf. He's something else. So as we throw out his favorite T-bone steak to him outside of the edge of the forest, as he comes running out quickly and grabs them, and he goes to town. So we also put some sleeping pills in those. It only takes 5 minutes for them to take effect, and he's fast asleep. As I'm still making my way down the facility, I had forgotten to get my goggles to go see the Mothman because he was using his cloaking device, and I was able to do it. But little did he know that I was walking through his forest and I had seen him back in the area, not doing nothing, just sitting back there quietly. I was quietly enough to sneak up on him and was able to incapacitate him by dart. As I was able to collect a blood sample from him and put it in my fanny pack along with the other ones that I collected from the Wolfman and the Loch Ness DNA so far from my work. They're doing some sort of crazy experiments. I would report back to my boss and I would give him the samples in the lab. I'll be able to see some of the process. He would say, yes. That's what I've been waiting for, the samples. Let's get right to it. Let's throw these in the tubes, out of the chambers, and pour them. That's what I've been waiting for. Let's see some of the results here very soon. The thing was scary looking. It had a long neck with hair all over, long arms that dragged to the ground along with its mouth and its razor-sharp teeth. It was in a glass container. He assured me that I was not able to get out of there, he said. As we dropped some food on the top from the ceiling, it drops out like a conveyor belt of meat and things. All right, if you say so. Let's keep up the good work now, old chap, old boy. Thank you now. Let's see something. And then alarms started going off at the same time. Old sport, what's going on? The creature seemed to have broken out of its enclosure. Well, you just told me about that now it was locked in. Now we have to get all hands on deck. What are you talking about? We need to go ahead and run down to the gun locker and suit up and get ready to fight. He's saying all this, we're running down the hallway and getting ready for the door. I have to wait for him to get his key card out so we can go to the armory and get the guns. We need to fight this thing after all. I know, you're right. That's why you'll be doing the fighting, not me. And then he proceeds to run into an escape pod and leaves me. You bastard! I yell at him. Now I have to fend for myself. Now let's see what kind of weapons we have here. Okay, we have an AK-47, some pistols, a rocket launcher, an SMG. Just some basic stuff. I'll have to do... Luckily there was a flamethrower there I was able to get. Now I have to go search for this thing to get rid of it before I'm able to resurface back with Nessie there. So I start heading down the hallways to proceed. I start hearing some strange noises of sort. I believe it's coming over here by the snow monster or Yeti. So I grab one of the coats on the hanger along with some of the boots. I put it on and I start on my trek in the snowy wilderness here. There are so many trees and animals, deer, and other sorts of things going on. So I start using my skill of tracking of the monster. At this time, I don't have any info like what he likes to eat, but luckily I have some milk chocolate bars in my pocket. So I go ahead and make a fire, and I start to burn them in the pot, and maybe the smell will attract the monster for me in order to capture it, or take it down myself. So I start making my camp. So I start to fall asleep quickly, and I start to hear some noises, and then it wakes up. And then I wake up, and I see in the distance, I see something coming quickly towards me, quicker and quicker. I quickly pull my gun up. Before I know it, it's on top of me, and it starts tearing my suit I quickly get my gun and try to shoot, but then nothing. It backfires. So I have to go quickly and get my gun. My other gun, but then that also backfires. So I have to go ahead and get my knife. And I start stabbing the thing repeatedly all over me. And then the blood, it starts getting on me. It's like black. It's like squid ink all over me. It's strange. It starts to eat through my suit. So I had to quickly take it off and quickly get to the door from where I came from. Then I have to quickly back to resurface with Nessie. As I get back to the dock, I somehow forget how long I've been down there. It had only been a few days. I forget time sure does go by fast down there. As I'm getting ready to go back to my car, I get stopped by someone and he says, "Hey there, I got a few questions for you," as he's wearing a black suit, glasses, and a hat. I get in my car, and he also does, it's like a cat and mouse starts. As I'm hitting speeds of about 120, I somehow get ahead of him when there's another car ahead of me. So I quickly turn left in this alley, and I thought I was able to lose him. And there I was wrong. He was still hot on my trail. So I decided to do a bold move. I park my car, and I quickly get out with my headlights flashing, and my headlights on glare. And he quickly stops, and he pins both my legs in the process. He breaks them. I'm in so much pain, and then he reverses out. But before he does, he says to me, "Hey kid, what you saw on there about Nessie, the next time it'll be your arms, kid." As I suck up my broken legs, I'm bedridden for the next 6 months. Rest assured I will not be taking some shady jobs, even if it does pay really well. But I keep seeing this car parked outside my house every few days. I keep switching spots, so one night I awaken to some loud banging at my front door. I cannot answer as I'm still bedridden. Then they quickly bust down my door and storm in it and shoot me with some strange stuff. I'm knocked out, but quickly awaken back up, where they have me chained like some animal in an empty warehouse. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe.